Hi, welcome to Atheist Encounter Podcast. Do you want to know about atheists and their encounters? Then you're in the right place. Alright, so stay tuned as we are about to embark on a journey with another atheist.
Everyone, welcome to Atheist Encounter Podcast. My name is Farbes and I'm the host. Alright, so today we have a guest on our show. I think I'll let you introduce yourself. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Salimat. So welcome here. I am agnostic. And I'm a teacher and an entrepreneur. That's what I consider.
Alright, Salimat, you're welcome to our podcast. We are glad to have you on board. Okay, to begin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself when you were religious? How were you when you were religious?
When I was religious, I grew up in a family where my father is there's only clan they call the robust people who teach Arabic. They learn Arabic themselves. So I was brought up to learn the same thing as I was growing up. I think by the age of 12, I was still in my Quran. I did my Salimat to Quran at the age of 12. So in my house, I wouldn't say we are that religious. When I started growing, I wasn't really that strict. I just know I accepted my myself like others. Then I did my Salimat to Quran when I was 12. When I was in secondary school, I saw another side of religion where I would see some of my classmates. They're more into the religion thing. They covered WhatsApp. We would send Quran data or stuff like that. So I was kind of attracted to something like that. So I wanted to do the same thing. So I started focusing myself on that. So I became very strong with my own religion too. Initially, even when I wasn't really trained, I was this kind of person that would normally fight people. Well, I wouldn't call it fight out. Let's call it I do with people, try to convince them why I thought my religion was good, why I think it's the best thing, but always things on the ground fight to check the story. So we have people who are always trying to prove which religion will better than the other. So you're always seeing the debates like this where I'll always try to argue with my peers who are of the other religion, letting them why my own is better, why mine is the best, and stuff like that. So it was really that serious. Felt that serious for me, and I would always try to argue with people, try to prove to people that my religion was the best, and stuff like that. So that was it.
Oh, wow. It shows you were really, really religious and you were out to promote your religion. Okay. So after that, now, what made you drop religion? What did you discover, or what happened that made you say, nah, I don't want to do this anymore, and you dropped?
A lot of things happened in notes. Then you start from when we were younger, there's always been that question at the back of our minds where we are not clear about everything of our movement, about our religion and our events. Generally, when we're growing up, it's mostly about the fight, about the argument, about why our religion is better than that of the other people. They're always trying to convince us to tell us that our religion is the only religion, that's the right religion in the entire world. And every other person that practices another religion aside from ours is going to offer So this is the kind of mentality we were made to be made to grow up with. I eventually asked the question, I asked my mind out there, okay, what if you are a Christian and they're a Christian, you are not a bad person, you just happen to be a Christian. So I used to go into all fire for that. So it was like, is convinced that there was that anybody who is good but does not practice the same religion as us, then special place for them. So that was kind of confusing for me. I did not agree with his conviction totally, because to my own belief, is either you can believe in me, works to heaven, or you don't believe in me and go to answer. So I've never had to come across an exception where where they have a separate place for people who are good but don't believe in religion. But there are other questions like that. While I was still thinking about it, while I still had the doubts at the back of my mind, I came across book. On the book, I came across it's telling us that okay, there are a lot of people in the world. I mean, right from my secondary school, the only religion we thought was Islamic Christianity and traditional. So, calling me shocked when I came across a book that told me we have over 5,000 religions in the world, and I was shocked because I never knew other religions like that existed. Then I had to go through them. Then, for the book, it just explained, it was written by period. For a country like India, they're more of idol worship. I don't know what, or I will not do all these things.
Hindus. Yeah.
For a country like that, we have Japan, where they didn't come believe in God like that. We have China, where they also have their own gods that they believe in. So all these places, I had to bring myself to answer the question because the writer did not ask me. So just believe in me. The writer provided a question and asked me to provide the answer to that. So among the question was, okay, let's answer that everybody by the heart believe them, we need that to be is going to all fire. Now imagine someone in India right now is giving birth to a baby. We all believe that baby is the most innocent human, right? I mean, baby is innocent. He or she don't have no idea of what or which environment he or she was born into. Then all of a sudden, an Indian parent who is worshipping, who is into Hinduism, gave birth to a baby. I don't think it is possible for such baby to have the idea of the kind of religion they practice in Saudi Arabia. Is that not so? Because the environment are two different places. Now, is it possible that eventually this child will grow up, then God will punish the child for not having Islam religion belief, whereas it was the same God that made the parents to born the child into Hinduism? That is, if we believe God is the one who gives people kids, and this same God sees that these people are India, he says that they practice Hinduism, yet he still gave them a baby. Now, this baby will grow up to learn the religion of his or our parents. Then, does it make sense that eventually that same God would want to put the child in hellfire for getting used to the religion his birth parents are into? That was the final thing that eventually changed my mind, and I was like, it made me realize that, initially I was looking for more reason why my religion is better than Christianity. Then I found out that none of them actually matter. They're all the same.
All right, let's move away from that question. Thank you, by the way, for your response to that question. What's your response to people who say that if one becomes irreligious, they actually don't want to, adhere to religious rules. That's why they became irreligious, and they want to, enjoy sinning. That's why they became irreligious. What's your response to such people?
I think irrespective of what someone's beliefs on, people will still be people. People will do things that they want to do. You can be irreligious and still be and still be a nice person and still be what should I you can be religious and still of course let me look at it from this angle. Based on what people say, religion guides us from doing certain things, from committing sins, from let's say having sexual intercourse, stealing and stuff like that. But when we stop looking at it from the religion angle and we come to reality, we see that irrespective of what people believe in, religious people are stealing. They steal. Religious people lie. A lot of religious people, I mean, I cannot even file for 70% of religious people that they don't commit adultery. Sorry. They commit adultery despite being religious, despite their religion telling them not to do that. They still do this despite their religion telling them not to do it. So I don't see living religion as an excuse for someone to say it is just who you are. If you choose to be a pure person, you choose to be a non-sinner, you choose to be a good person, it has always been about you. It's not about the religion you practice. So religion does not stop people from being good or bad. While being irreligious also does not stop you from doing good or bad. It's just the human thing entirely. That's what I think.
All right, Salimat, thank you so much for that response. It was spot on. Are there some religious laws or religious teachings that that you feel they are okay, they are good, that the society can, adopt and, continue with it?
I don't think there is any religious I don't know what word you use again, but I don't think there's any laws in religion that people are expected to follow that is not even there before the religion came. I mean, it is a common sense for a human to know that you don't use a knife on your fellow human because it's going to hurt them. A religion does not have to tell you that before you know you are not supposed to do that to your fellow human, because common sense should tell you that it's going to harm the person. So most of the religious law, they're just normal thing a logical human being should be able to follow. So I wouldn't say there's anything special in it, to be honest. There's nothing special in the laws.
Let me have a reflection. This is going to be, a little bit personal. Okay. Are you married? Okay.
Or should I use nothing?
I don't know. Is it not yet or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so what's your view about marriage? What's your plan towards marriage?
Hey, wow, I don't know. To be honest, I don't have any plan towards it. If it is possible to happen, it happens. If it does not, I'm fine. I'm fine with it or without it. That's my stand on it. I'm fine.
As a lady, how do you do the social pressure on you that you need to get married, you need to have kids, and all those pressures from parents and also from relatives and friends? How do you handle that?
As a lady in the society, I think the only thing that can free you from stuff like this is when you are shameless. You don't have shame. You are shameless in the sense that, so in the society, you already know what people are going to say to you. The moment you don't do things that conform with their belief, you already know. For example, you already know as a lady, the moment you are aging, they're going to tell you they're going to get old. But if you are the kind of person that already preempt your mind that whether you are married or not, you're still getting old, you are never getting younger.
Okay, but then in the contemporary society, do you think marriage is necessary? Is it necessary to get married?
It's not a necessity. It's not necessary to be married.
Why do you think so?
When I look at it from the angle of expectations, when you are married, there's always this expectations from both people involved. There is this emotional, financial, and other expectations from each other. And the way I've seen it, I think humans, irrespective of whoever it is that the person involved is, I mean, human in general, nobody can actually satisfy another human. Starting from your parents, to your siblings, to your bosses at work, to your puppies, to anybody you relate with. I don't think anybody has that power to satisfy the other person. So, if we're looking for someone to make us feel better, or to make us complete us, I don't think marriage can provide that. So, it is just, it is more of you making yourself okay, doing the right thing to yourself, for yourself, making sure you are your own person yourself, so you don't have to put that whole bonding on another human in the name of being married. So I don't think it is necessary because there is so much bonding on it, and nobody, not even your parents, can do that for you. Nobody can satisfy the other. That's what I think about it.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective on this. Away from marriage now, let's proceed and go to another question I have right here. How do you find confidence in difficult times? Like when something bad happens, when your expectations are not, do not come to fruition, how do you bring comfort? Now that you don't put in religion, you don't have any religious belief, in religion, they'll be like, God knows why, that knows why this thing, this thing, work out. There's a better plan for me. God has a better plan for me. So they kind of console themselves with religious belief. So on those things that you think you don't hold a religion in high regard. How do you cope with difficult times and disappointment?
Sometimes I cry, if possible. Sometimes I get depressed. Sometimes I just pick myself up, dust myself, and I tell myself, we go again. We're not stopping here. So, that's the only way I see it now. But a lot of times it usually make one depressed when you know there's nobody there, because obviously before you can always blame it on God, expect and do it for you. But now God is not doing it for you. You have yourself. It is only yourself who can do it for yourself. So sometimes when I get depressed, I still pick myself up again and tell myself, you know what? Nobody can help you do this. You have to do it yourself. So there is this trust in myself that I am the only one who can do it, who can overcome it. Nobody is coming to help me. So that makes me to always prepare myself for the worst. And if at all anything happens, I dust myself and I start again. So I just don't give up. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much for that response. Wow. I actually got a thing or two from what you just said. It's okay. It's fine. And getting away from that question, how do you find purpose, or how do you find meaning in life without the belief without religious belief? religious beliefs say the purpose of us living is to worship God, to praise Him, and so on and so forth. So, as hold this religious belief in high regards, how do you find meaning? How do you find purpose in your life?
Well, I don't know. The only thing I think is, irrespective of what I feel inside, let us just try and be good to people. Let's love people. Let's overlook people's flaws sometimes. Because by the time you look at people, you realize that all of us are flawed people. So, irrespective of who someone is, I always try to ignore their flaws and just see them for who they are. Then, if I can do anything, I'll do it. If I can't, I let it be. So, the only thing that gives me purpose is just ignoring people's flaw and still do what I feel is the right thing to do to them. So, even if this place seems boring for an religious person, I still want to find purpose and try to do things for people, try to make people happy, especially my people in my immediate environment. I think that's the only thing that keeps me going. Aside that, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you have to say about the religious claims that there is another life after this life? Do you believe in afterlife?
Even if there is afterlife, I don't want to come again. So I don't believe in one.
Okay, so how do you cope with this fact that when you die, that's good, everything ends for you. There's nothing left to do. That's it. Forever it's a very long time. Don't you feel bad that they are not going to live again after this very short life?
Why would I feel bad for that? There is a price for being alive. We have to die. The moment we are alive, we know the price we pay for being alive is to die. So I don't even feel like coming here again. I don't see the point of this place where all of us are just here arming one another, doing things, always fighting. Like, we have more war in this world than the actual peace we're all seeking for. So I won't feel anything. I won't feel bad for that. I don't even want to feel bad for that at all. I don't even see the point of us being here anyway.
Okay. Let's move away from that question. I think you don't jump into that already. So what if a religious person asks you this question? What are you going to respond? What will your response be? Like, now that you are skeptical of the existence of God, you are skeptical about the claims that God exists. What are you going to say? How do you explain how everything came to be? Human came to be, the universe came to be. How do you explain that without
how humans came to be? How humans came to be? To be honest, I'm also looking for that. I'm still searching for that. Even though the only thing I'm sure of now is that religion did not provide the clear answer to that. The same way the scientists haven't, I don't think the scientists have figured it out yet. So what I just think is, I don't know the beginning of existence. I just know we came from our parents. That's the clear evidence I have of human's existence. That's the only one. Ever since I've come to this life to exist, I know the only place people came to live, and the only place people came through is from their parents' mothers in particular, from the body of their mothers. So I don't know of any other places.
What could convince you that it God exists, or that there is somebody who looks, who manages the affairs of the universe? What would convince you to believe that?
Let the person come down himself. Let me see him. Let me see him perform the miracles he claimed to I've been a God for.
Okay, so you have to see the person. You have to see the person people claim exists before you believe.
I have to see the person, then I have to see him perform the miracles that makes him who he thinks he is.
Okay, all right. Moving to the next question here. It's a political inclined question though. So I don't want to get your perspective as a religious person. What's your take on the separation of government and religion? You know, in most countries, religion and government are together. They work hand in hand, you know. So what's your position on this? That's the separation, the outright separation of religion and government. What do you have to say about that? Do you support that move?
You know, I'm going to focus on our country here in Nigeria. Religion is not necessary. It's not supposed to be in politics. It's not supposed to be mixed with politics. Sadly, that's how it works here. There's nothing we can do about it. Whether we like it or not, religion will keep existing. Maybe people will leave it one by one like that, but then religion will keep being the determinant of our political, what is it called? I don't know what word to use. So I just think religion will always have a say in our political and this thing. Even though we don't need it, there's nothing we can do about it. I don't think we need religion to pick a leader. But the kind of environment we find ourselves, that's the reality of it, and there's nothing we can do about it. So that's what I think.
What about, the teaching of religious studies in our public schools as well? What's your take on it? Do you think if religious studies should be taken out of our curriculum and replaced with something like something subject that's STEM subject? And then, do you think as well that maybe the religious studies should be there just for tolerance, and then we should also introduce humanistic subjects to teach the students in the schools, so that they will, get to understand the world from a secular perspective and also from a religious perspective. What's your take on that?
Well, I don't know what religion is doing in school in the first place. Religion has nothing to do with our history, so I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be there. But if now that religion is already there, if there's any other thing they can introduce that is more realistic than religion, they should do something like that. So maybe that would help. At least people will see things from another angle. So,
okay, all right. Thank you so much for that response as well. What do you have to say about this topic? This topic is a little bit controversial in some way, depending on your response. Do you think religious beliefs should be considered when making laws on abortion and maybe sex or marriage? What's your take on this?
So, with religion or without religion, people are doing it anyways. Abi, is that also? People do it anyway. So, and as I don't know how what to say about this, to be honest. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know what to say about it. But I don't think religion is necessary in the decision making concerning such a topic. At the end of the day, this thing we're talking about has to do with someone's body. And this body, for instance, my body belongs to me. I think I should be the one to decide what happens to my body. The moment it has nothing to, it has no way it affects you. Don't let it surprise you that these same people who are condemning this act are also doing it secretly. They are doing it secretly. especially when they don't want to get caught, when they don't want people to see them as a bad person, especially when they are. I mean, those people are even against the same law are the one who practice it the most. But the problem here is that they just don't want women to be the one in control of their body. That's just what I see. For example, now, when you have a boyfriend, let's say he's kind of broke, he doesn't have money, he's not ready to be a parent, and you find someone around you, I mean people around you, and they tell you that, and you try to make the person reason with you that, this child I'm carrying, I don't want to carry it to term because my boyfriend is kind of broke now. We don't have the means to take care of this baby. Stuff like that. When you look at it, you are likely to have a lot of people support you for that. But when it comes to a woman, having the one to decide whether to keep a pregnancy or not, there's a lot of chaos in it, because they don't see why a woman will have to be the one to decide to get rid of a fetus in herself, in her body, by herself. But when a man goes there with her to do these things, people hardly look it in a weird way compared to the woman being in charge of it. So I think it's more about the women. They don't want the women to be in control of their body. Then it's just being an abortion.
Warren, thank you so much for sharing your perspective on that central matter. There's another question. It's also a social issue. I would like to get your perspective on this as well. What do you think is the best between these two? Teaching safe sex or teaching abstinence? Which one is better?
Okay, teaching them safe sex or teaching them abstinence. I think teaching them safe sex would have been better, because whether you like it or not, the one that would do what is in his or her mind will do it. So I think it is better he or she is aware of the method to safe sex. That way, even when he or she is going to do it, is going to know the right means to take to avoid the problem that are likely to come in due to it, compared to teaching them abstinence, because irrespective of abstinence that you try to teach them, a lot of them are still falling into the trap. When I was in secondary school, I remember those people that came to our school, of course, they will always try to teach teenager abstinence, but the most important thing is also teaching them the safe sex, because I've seen teenagers in JSS. When I was in JSS 3, preparing for my discipline, there was a few of my classmates, let's say two like that got pregnant. I think if they are aware of the right thing to do when having sex, maybe the pregnancy would have been avoided by now. So when you look at this people now, their education is stopped halfway because of a sex that could have been, because of a pregnancy that could have been prevented with a condom or what is it called, contraceptives. So I think when they don't have this knowledge, whether you tell them to abstain or not, they are still going to do what they are going to do. Besides, this thing we're talking about it has a lot to do with nature. Even sometimes when you don't want to do it, you find yourself doing it anyway. So I think it's better they have the knowledge, the way to go about it, to protect themselves from STDs or unwanted pregnancies and HIVs and stuff, compared to abstinence. Abstinence does not work. It is only someone who has always been willing not to do it that is not going to do it. If you want to do it, even when they sing it to your ears, the person that will do it still do it.
Okay, thank you so much for that response. Yeah, I think I agree with you too about teaching effects instead of abstinence. You know, everybody is having this natural feeling to do it, but then we need to teach people about how to protect themselves when you do it. instead of, telling them to abstain, we don't use the abstaining though, so it's better we teach our students. I think I agree with you. Thank you so much for that response. Clearly, I appreciate you coming to the podcast to share your encounters with religion and also your perspectives on social issues, political issues, and other issues, existential issues. Okay, we don't want to take it for granted. We, sincerely appreciate you for turning up for the podcast. And I think we've come to the end of the podcast for today. Do well to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Also, we have a TikTok handle, and also go there to watch our other, snippets, the short we made from our podcast are posted there. So you can go there and check them out. All right, so thank you so much for coming. And I think we can now say our goodbyes. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I cannot see you. All right.
You can follow us on Facebook for our live streams and also follow our other social media handles on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify. All right, we hope to see you there. Peace out.